Last 16, and it's the host nation, Mexico, the best of all the Americas. Back-to-back Copa America champions for 2024. That first one was here in Cancun. The second this year was in Rio de Janeiro of Brazil. And they are looking to win the title on home soil. And they are up against Greece, who are one of soccer's staple sides. A team that we are so familiar with seeing in World Cups. And now this, the newly named TUI Soccer World Championship. Action coming shortly. First though, as ever, it will be the national anthems. A rousing rendition as ever from the Mexicans, and the crowd with an almighty roar upon the conclusion of that national anthem. The Greeks too, as passionate as ever when lining up to sing the song of their nation. Two sides who are really desperate for victory. The badge on their chest meaning absolutely everything to the pair. The hosts, of course, Mexico, very keen not to knock themselves out tonight. They would love to come back here a couple of more times and play in front of this crowd. Greece, who started so well Apologies, we just had someone interrupt me in the press box, completely threw us off stride. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to hand over to Rob Berg.
He's a popular man, Mr. Soccer. What we've got here is an enormous game. Greece against Mexico. So many sides in this tournament have their trademark way of playing. Mexico certainly hit their stride straight off the bat. Silky touches, quick passing, and clinical finishing. They performed magnificently well. Greece, on the other hand, a side that I have a bit of a soft spot for, should I say, haven't quite showed us their trademark way of playing. They're known for that high intensity, not afraid to put a tackle in or a shoulder barge here and there. And I'd like to see a little bit more of that this evening, a bit more aggression from the Greeks, and physically they are a bigger side, a stronger side, and I think that'll be the key if they are to disrupt Mexico in their full flow.
Well, the Mexicans have won all 3 of their group games. They top A1, they beat Belgium by 3-0. In the opener, 2 goals in the last 7 minutes in that one made sure. They then came up against Australia. We were expecting a little more from Australia. They fell apart a little bit. They were only 3-0 down at half-time, which isn't all that bad against the side of Mexico's capabilities, again finishing 8-1, and then they came up against Ireland, who gave it a real good go. Almost salvaged something from the game with an equaliser. Mexico again found another goal 5 minutes from time to win it by 2-1. Greece were looking superb in their opening 2 games. They beat the USA by 4-2 with a 3-0 half-time lead. They then came up against Serbia, winning it by 2-1, and then their final game, they were both playing, really, if we're honest, to not have to play Mexico when they faced up against Czechia, but it was the Czechs who won it, and so Greece finished second in their group, the Czechs finishing top. If you've never seen football in your whole life, then Mexico are in green, and Greece are in that absolutely beautiful dark blue kit. And we love Greece, all of us here at Soccer, just because of the personnel and the rest of it, but the shirts are adding something extra to it. Here we go then, the TUI Soccer World Championship for 2025 in Cancun, Mexico. It's the last 16, it's the knockout phases, and Greece are on the ball shooting early, wide of the place from Tusa, but he has got goals in him, 2 against the USA. In the goal for Mexico, I believe is Luna. It is Luna. Looks a little taller in that green kit, Rob.
Yeah, just a little bit. Certainly, we've seen some gargantuan goalkeepers in this competition.
He's always struck me as someone who's not that tall, but in that green kit, he seems to have grown a foot. Kick in for Greece. And that is Moutsakis, who is playing in his 4th World Cup. 5 goals to his name, despite being a defender. He's got an absolute rocket of a left peg. Mexico on the ball with Eric Perez, who got the 4th goal against Australia. Luna, he might just creep up to the halfway line given the chance, but 3 Greek shirts in front of him will mean there's no chance of that. The Greeks have definitely got a game plan here. It's intercepted and out of play. I think that's going to be a Mexican ball, and it is. But an interesting shape from Greece to start. We saw Ireland really defend resolutely, fantastically well. And their setup was totally different. So always something to keep an eye on, how the teams prepare for these games. That there is Fushkas. It's saved by Luna.
Great to see Fushkas full of energy. Wasn't quite at the races in the previous game. And I mentioned a few times, I just wanted to see a bit more from him.
Hernandez. Gonzalez. Taking a look at goal and opting to go to the right-hand side and gives it to Perez again. Now at the back with Brian Magdaleno, just in front of that halfway line. This is something you see often from Mexico. Very, very patient in their play, and the shot comes in. It's blocked inside the area. And it will be a kick in for Mexico. That's Magdaleno. Hernandez, Magdaleno again. He can score. They all can in this Mexican side. The list is endless. Into the near post and into the side netting, and occupying the Greek goal at the moment is Karamalikas. His debut tournament. Sorry, Rob.
That's all right. I'm just saying they'll need a couple of options in terms of goal scorers. The Greek defenders are so resolute. Someone's going to have to pop up with something.
Corner taken then. Schatz is trying to get there. Mercado takes a bit of a nudge in the back from Chusa. The referee, Jota Stoyanov from Moldova, says that it's a fair one.
They run a fine line, don't they, Greece? They're very aggressive, and they're at their best when they're on the right side of the disciplinary track.
Yeah, well, they were frustrated by the Czechs last night, and you just saw a few old habits creeping in, didn't you? Puskas has really impressed me with the way he's been able to handle his temperament in this tournament. Yesterday was a little more hot-headed, a little more like the Puskas we're used to.
Yeah, when things aren't going their way, their temperament does tend to boil over. They'll need to avoid that because Mexico are probably going to dominate the ball. They'll have to be a little bit more patient.
It was sent long by Luna and out of play, and in possession for Greece is Ampara, an Aegean Cup winner this year. This one his first major tournament. Headed away. Won't be kept in, and that will be a kick in for Greece, who will be pretty pleased with their opening 4.5 minutes work. Moutsakis. Noise levels raised in the arena. Decision for Stoyanov, and the decision is goal kick, and the Greeks don't like it. It will be a goal kick, and it will be with Luna, and he gets us back underway quickly.
I'm loving the clappers that they've dished out in the colours of the Mexican flag. It's really amped up the atmosphere in here, isn't it?
Yeah, there's several fractions that have added to it. There's a really large area outside that homes pop-up stands with all arrays of foods, and Greece have got the ball and they're wanting the corner. They're going to get it. Just thought for a second he was just going to bear down on goal, but happy to take the corner.
Just didn't quite have the pace, I think. It was rolling away from him. In the end, a corner, they'll settle for that. But a quicker player might have just got a cross in.
Schatzis puts it down. A really good player. Into the near post, Puskas! It's blocked. Chested down, not away. Another opportunity for Greece, and it's saved. But the whistle of Artis Kennens has been blown. And it will be a free kick to Mexico, but Greece going so close.
They were indeed. They sat the keeper down. Luckily for Mexico, there were defenders in the way. If that wasn't the case, we'd be looking at the Greek causing a bit of an upset in these early stages.
Touchdown was good, fired to the byline. Down to ground goes Ampara theatrically, and then back up quickly. Hernandez. Pares. Out to the left for Morales. Waiting for that overlap from Hernandez. Goes inside to the back of the penalty area. Cleared by the number 4, Ampara. Kick in for Mexico. Pares takes it. There's Andres Gutierrez Cantero hitting it. Up into the night sky it goes. And the touchdown from the Mexican head coach was scintillating.
Greece look well up for this one, and we knew Mexico would be. It's hard not to be with the crowd right behind you. Perfect recipe for a fantastic game.
They're a strange bunch, Mexico, because they play at such a cool tempo, and here they come, and it comes off of a Greek boot, celebrated by Ampara, who really enjoyed the block.
They're very smooth, Mexico, aren't they? They pass it around lovely, lots of movement, whereas the Greeks side are more direct. A real clash of styles.
It really is. Mexico have won every single game they've played in the Americas unbelievable. I'll tell you more about that in a second as Mexico have it with Cruz. Rivera hits it. Into the area again. Blocked by Moutsakis. Shot comes in at the near post. They're going to have enough for opportunity here to shoot. They do. It's blocked by Moutsakis again. Greece are in the mood. Kick in. Rivera on the ball. Got 2 against Belgium at the Copa America this year. Luna, who got a goal at the Copa America himself, the goalkeeper. That one against Uruguay. And this is what Mexico do. They just take their time. Incidentally, 15 games in the Americas played by the Mexicans. They've scored 66 in that time, averaging over 4 goals a game. They've only conceded 10 in that time. Unbelievable record. To the edge it goes. Anywhere will do for Greece. It hasn't got far though. Rivera asking for calm. Cross to the other side for Cantera. Rivera gives it to Luna. Greece will be happy for the Mexicans to have it, but they aren't going to let him creep up to that halfway line. They've stopped that every chance they've had so far, Greece. Rivera. Cheer going up, appealing for a free kick in the Mexican stands. Ignored by Piotr Stoyanov. It's a slow burn for Mexico, it always is.
What I like about them so far, though, is that once they get into that final third, they're so unpredictable. You just cannot anticipate their next move.
Working it as they always do to that byline, trying to get the cut back. They'll reset. They don't mind just resetting, restarting and finding new spaces. Trying to get it into the area was Jose Aguirre. 2 against Belgium in the tournament opener and a hat-trick against Australia. 5 in the tournament for him. Back to Luna again. This is what we are so used to from Mexico. Scoop forward, keeper watches it, keeper pushes it away, and it's a corner ball for the Mexicans. This is the 5th World Cup, or TUI's Soccer World Championship as it's now known, for the Mexicans after joining us in 2019. Greece setting up with 2 in front of the ball. Back for Rivera, tries his luck and it's blocked again. Greece stand tall.
They're almost forcing a change in the Greek tactics of Mexico. I think the game plan was to come out fast and press high up the field, and they've ended up sitting pretty deep, largely due to the amount of Mexican pressure.
That's a nice ball from Rivera into the corner. Across it goes, and once again there's a Greek boot that gets in the way of it, and it's Pataniotis this time. Top scorer at the Aegean Cup, knows what he's doing at the other end, back doing defensive duties on this occasion. Just rolled back for Cantero. Nicely manoeuvred, working and weaving towards the Greek goal. And again, the Greeks have kept Mexico at bay.
A vital block in there.
No free kick. On we go. Lovely pass to the side, into the box, away from Shatsis, who celebrates his birthday tomorrow. Nico Shatsis will be hoping that he's playing in a quarter-final on his birthday. On comes Papadopoulos for Fuskas. Noise levels rising around the purpose-built stadium, as it always is, right around the world.
They've got it all going on. They've got drums, speakers, fans, clappers.
Mexicans want a free kick, they get one. Didn't hear the whistle over the noise of the crowd. And down on the ground is Brandon Garcia, scored versus Belgium and Australia at this tournament. Mexico have played 40 major soccer tournament games. They've won 33 of them, 82.5% win record.
That is so impressive, isn't it? It's honestly, what an exceptional side. And the Greek side are doing pretty well because we're 12 minutes in and the goalkeeper hasn't had to do too much.
Greece well aware of the danger. The only thing that Mexico have got to improve upon is they've only finished 4th at World Cups. Again, the defensive work is good. It's Papadopoulos this time. Cantero under pressure. Giving it to Rivera. Really keen was Papadopoulos, but he doesn't come away with it. Rivera will hit one off the toe and puts it wide of the post.
Lots of teams have their favourite way to attack. Mexico are one of the best at breaking teams down because they've got so much movement off the ball. It's just not working for them at the moment.
Long from the Greeks. That's way too high from Papadopoulos, who was never going to get there, try as he might, and he really did try. 2 against USA, 1 against Serbia for Papadopoulos. He was on fire against the States. Luna hasn't had a lot to do. Rivera driving through that middle and to the side of the penalty area, and it's not the best angle. Now the crowd think that's in, and it's not. It's hit the side netting, and Mercado will have to wait for his 3rd goal of the tournament. Still 0-0.
How effective was that run, though? Just decided he was going to go it alone, spotted the pass, executed it perfectly, and it nearly was the opening goal.
Very nearly. I'm pretty sure that some of the fans in here still think it's 1-0. It isn't. It's another long ball. Papadopoulos nods it. Was running towards it as it was nodded down for him. Oh, and that's a slip on the turf for Puskás. Looks like he's okay, but that could have been nasty.
Feel sorry for the pole.
Luna. Hernandez right next to him, as he so often is, just waiting for that short ball. The Mexicans just trying to pull Greece out of their shape and structure. They have got a lot of shirts forward now, and there might be a bit of an opening, but they have got back behind the ball. And it's again with Brian Hernandez, who was at the World Cup last year. Lovely, delicious dink to the Mexican left-hand side, and Brian Magdaleno went to pull the trigger. He'll take the corner instead. Hernandez. Magdaleno blocked. 2 green shirts trying to get to it. That's not going out. Just wondered if there was any interest from Puskás to chase it. None whatsoever.
This is what Greece are doing really well. They're just cutting the passing lanes when Mexico have it in their own half.
And they've got some space there. Well, it's fired into the near post. I'm pretty sure it was a pass. It looked a lot like a shot, and it came from the left boot of Mercado.
There was nearly a touch from Gonzalez at that near post.
We're going to go long again here, Greece. Papadopoulos again with a lot of work to do to try and get the ball from Luna there, but Luna holds it well. Waiting on the bench in the Greek goal is Kalamaridis. They have rotated the keepers a couple of times, Greece. Luna has been mostly ever present at the other end. Hernandez. Paris. Over to the left-hand side is Magdaleno. Hernandez switching to the right-hand side on the angle. And that's brilliant defending from, I think it was Papadopoulos who's on the ball now. That's the only thing I would say about Greek's game so far, is that those long searching balls haven't been hitting the right targets.
They're playing very similar to how Ireland did. Ireland, as you say, put a good shift in against the hosts, and I think the Greek might have picked up a thing or two.
Well, you know what you've got to do against Mexico. It's just a case of, can you do it? Because they don't make it easy for you. Paris. To the left now for Mercado. Tries to get one at the near post. Cool as you like inside the penalty area from Greece, and Gulas scored against Belgium last year.
It's as good of a job as we've seen anybody do against Mexico so far, and yet Mexico have still had a good few chances on goal.
Schatz spinning. Cleared, but not so far. Running to the chest of Pataniotis. And a little nudge on Schatz just put him off his stride.
Like
he turns to the referee and says, come on.
I like that.
No nonsense from Brian Hernandez there. Luna waiting for the approach. Schatz's thought about putting the foot in, then realised he wasn't going to get there and didn't want to give the free kick away. That's really nice from Pataniotis. Where's his outball? Lovely feet. Well, they're cool on it at the back at the moment, Greece. Not getting too flustered in possession, but here come Mexico, and they score! Brian Magdaleno gets his third goal of the tournament. Greece have been pretty good up till now. They might look back on this and think it was a little bit soft. It won't matter. Mexico lead, it's 1-0.
Mexico have been pretty precise all day. It's funny because that chance began with a wayward pass, one of the first of the evening, from Luna at the back. Next thing you know, they're through on goal and they've slotted one home. Superb from Mexico.
It's a shame for Greece. They've been pretty relentless in their efforts in the opening 18 minutes. One moment where it wasn't quite right, and Mexico have found a way through. And that ball again, not good enough. They've got to do better from those long balls. It is obviously something that the Greeks are looking to do, get it long and nod it down, but that pass has got to reach its target.
They'll be disappointed, Greece, because that chance that led to the goal wasn't even one of Mexico's better opportunities. It almost came from nothing. As I said, a couple of wayward passes, scrambling for it. And they just lost concentration and switched off for a moment. And we've seen that a few times.
Ball through the centre was tidy. Puskas putting the work in. Hernandez. Oh, what a ball that is from Hernandez. Chance to shoot, perhaps, as the Mexican wave goes around the ground. Wonderful, wicked tackle. Shot deflected and will bounce out. That's going to be a kick-in for Mexico.
Some serious talent in there. Beautiful pass, a lovely tackle, a clean tackle.
Hernandez to Perez. Say that so often. Here will come Greece in on a counter-attack. Schatzes couldn't quite get the afterburners on. It's a way that he went about that, Rob, where it just was a little in installments. Half-time whistle. Greece have the game plan. They executed it really well, but only until the 18th minute when Mexico finally found a way to goal and brought this stadium alive. It's they currently heading to the quarterfinals, but there's another 20 minutes of action left. As it stands, though, Greece are waving goodbye. Mexico heading through. 1-0 at the break. Greece shooting from the restart. Keeper Luna has to save. That was fizzing towards goal. That would have been a whistler. Morales, a bright start to the second half inside 15 seconds. Moutsakis away. He was trying to find the feet of Papadopoulos, but it gets it out of danger at least. Change in the Greek goal. Kalamaridis is on for Karamalikas.
The go.
Luna to Rivera, being hounded by Papadopoulos. Here he is now, he's got men in front of him. Papadopoulos charging, chance for the Greeks, into the area it goes! And is it going to be no? It's cleared! And Mexico will come on the counter-attack. And it's wide of the post from Andres Cantero. What a start to this second half, and we're now going to have the VAR, or RVAS as it's known in soccer, take a look for an elbow, I think, on the attacking move for Greece.
Well, it was immediate urgency from Greece, from the restart, smacking one at the goal. And I'll be honest with you, the net bulged a few times, but I think it was from players falling into it.
Well, here we go, no penalty, and Georgios Bastakis really disappointed as I looked down to him on the touchline. I wonder if they're asking if that ball had crossed the line as well.
There's so many bodies there, it'd be difficult to tell.
Kalamaridis sends it long. Now that has found range a lot better. Gave Papadopoulos a chance there. Fuskas runs away. Moutsakis will hit it, no doubt about that, and he hit it so cleanly.
Now, you're a man who's watched many a game of soccer. Why are they doing this tournament where they pretend to almost take the kick in as a throw?
Well,
I've only just now seen it.
Well, I think that's them. I think that's Fuskas saying, you're hitting this one, Moutsakis. I think everything's got a code behind it.
There's been a few teams doing it. I think it might be a code.
Well, he's done it again. This time he's just wrapped the ball around. So I think everything means something, doesn't it?
I think you're right there.
Moutsakis striking with his weaker right foot, but it wasn't a bad effort. It was angling towards the top corner. Not sure it was on target. Here come Mexico then at the other end, and it's just a little too far ahead of Jose Morales. And it will go out for a goal kick to Greece. Morales, who scored against Peru in last year's World Cup out in Oman.
So we've worked out that holding the ball in the air and then putting it down means smack it, and then around the world means pass.
Pass it backwards, perhaps. Might be another one as well. Mexico over the halfway line. There's a lot more zip about both sides in the start of the second half. Volley is beautiful from Brandon Garcia. That was not far away.
Great technique. It was just bending away from goal. Would have been picture perfect had it found that top corner.
Greece going long through the centre. Papadopoulos working hard, but loses possession. Luna inside his penalty area, not being allowed out by Sousa. Rivera's pass is loose, not something you say all that often about Cruz Rivera or Mexico.
But a big old question of risk-reward now for Greece, because they look so much better and so much more dangerous when they're on the attack, pushing forward, but they leave themselves open.
Fuskas just trying to dink it up towards the edge of the area. These two sides have not met since the World Cup in 23 in Essen, Germany. Mexico won by 4 goals to 1. Chisos, the only goal for Greece. Moutsakis plays the 1-2, gets it again. Nowhere to go. Moutsakis once more. Off of a Mexican leg, and it's Jose Morales doing his defensive duties. Back on, trots Patiniotis. Stakis with plenty of instruction for his side. Fuskas likes to strike one, but that's going to be way too far out from there. And Para is going to have to go home. Back to Kalamaridis. Sends it long, and that one runs through. There's a little bit of a connection there, which some of the Mexican fans in the stands weren't impressed by, but it ended in handshakes from either player. Greece have played 31 major soccer tournaments now, major soccer tournament games. They've won 18 of them. 58.6% is their percentage win record. They are the Asian Cup winners. They play with 4 teams, Croatia, Bulgaria and South Africa, all participating in that out in Crete earlier on this year after the Champions League. They did draw with Mexico, Greece, and that was in the World Cup in 2019. Morales. Over to the left-hand side for Rivera again. Cesena. Down the line. So typical of Mexico, that move. Trademark of this side. Through the legs of Shatsis as that came off the right boot of Cesena and it's cleared away. Luna flaps it down. Cesena scored at both Copa Americas for Mexico. Somehow stays in. Wonderful. Challenge comes in, but it falls to a Mexican boot, and it's a header wide from Brian Magdaleno, who was looking for his second of the night.
Superb skill just to keep it in. The referee had a keen eye on it. Wonderfully played, and they created a chance from it as well.
Amaridis going long again. Lovely turn in the centre from Sousa. Oh, beautiful feet. Patiniotis then down through the penalty area went the pass from Shatsis, and Mexico blocking off and doing a bit of defending themselves now.
They get bodies back so quickly, don't they, Mexico? Muy rápido.
Mutzakis into the area. Now perhaps a chance for Mexico if they want to break. It's taken a little while for Cesena to get the ball up, and Greece have got back through Mutzakis, who just casually flicks it away with the back heel. Hernandez. It's just a wave that comes from Mexico every time. You just know what's going to come. You just don't know sometimes how to stop it. Cesena. Everything's so calm and patient. Cesena again. Shoots Cesena, saved and cleared. It had to be because it was Jose Morales lurking on the edge of the area. Kick in taken. Cesena. Hernandez trying to get it down the line. Comes off of a Greek boot. Hernandez will have the kick in. Sending it back to Luna in his penalty area. Lovely football from the Mexicans. Keeping the ball. Ole is the cry from the stands. And the long ball this time from Cesena is off target, and it will be out of play for a Greek goal kick, and it's still just 1-0 with 11.5 minutes remaining. Into the middle with Papadopoulos. Runs it out to the right-hand side and can only kick it behind the goal. Luna. Gonzalez intercepted. Fushkas with a chance to attack. Can't get past his man. Patiniotis. Really coolly chested down and a lovely instep. Mexico just over the halfway line. Big challenge comes in from Amparo.
So I've been really impressed with Patiniotis. I've got my list of favourite Greek players, and to be fair, I hadn't noticed him as much. He's really been impressive tonight, hasn't he? High energy, beautiful skill as well.
Cesena claiming he took a whack in the back of the head there as he nodded it out of play, but it will be a Greek kick in. Fushkas trying to drill it to the back post. Chance for Greece. What a save from Luna. Well, that's the biggest problem you've got, is that you can finally find a way past Mexico. You just got to get it past that man as well, and that is no easy task. Into the area. They have got it past him this time. It's Fushkas who has completely Mexican crowd, they love it. It's 1-1.
They thought they'd missed their chance. They've been patient. An amazing save from Luna. And then Fushka steps up and says, nah, you ain't out of jail yet. Have that.
Puskas, the 4th of 6 World Cups that he has registered for the Greeks. It is 1-1. We are halfway through the second half. We have had 1 penalty shootout so far in the last 16. As things stand, we'll be heading to that at the end, but there's plenty of time, and Mexico will turn up the heat, no doubt. Spilt by Calamarides, it's not cleared away. Mexico might punish the Greeks for it, but a leg of Ampara coming to the rescue.
Taking risks there at the back, Greece. They were happy to put it anywhere.
Oh, that's a shame, that's a slip.
They're happy to put it anywhere in the first half, but just overplaying a little bit there, back in the game. Last thing they want to do is concede straight away.
Well, Greece for half an hour have been showing their experience. They've played every World Cup since its creation in 2018. They played the first one out in Lisbon, Portugal. That was won by Germany. Greece going short to begin with, then sending long, and it's touched down by Hernandez. Bit of space for him to run into. Back it goes into the middle for Pares. Driving past Tuza, who sticks to task and sends him back. Mercado. Scored against Australia and Ireland. Hernandez. Mercado! And up into the air it goes from the boot of Sergio Gonzalez.
Well, Morzakis is absolutely livid there, conceding the chance. He's given his teammates a piece of his mind as well. Got to keep their heads here, Greece.
Calamarides again with that scoop forward, and it forces Mexico into the header away from Eric Pares. Things in this stadium have got a little tighter in the stands and tenser in the stands. It's quiet and down, and that is exactly what Greece would have wanted to do. Well, the ball above the head means Mouzakis comes to hit it. That's going to sit on top of the tarpaulin. It might mean we get a little wet if there's any dew on top of it. We have been given a little shower at times when the ball's done that. Lucky for us, not been a lot of rain in Cancun today. Pares shooting towards the back post. Ampara has been behind everything. He has been a Greek wall.
There's been a few times tonight with the ball heading on target. You think there's going to be a goal and a blue jersey just pops up.
Cancielo. Pares again. Hernandez again. Those two link up so often. They don't force the issue at all, these two. They just take their time. They'll knock it from side to side all night if they have to. Shot wide from Pares. Calamarides lining up to go long again.
He just put the ball above his head as well.
Well, that's not quite what we expect from Calamarides, who is definitely better than that. A martial artist, Calamarides. He's a black belt in goal, that is for sure.
Warming up in the dark.
Pares to the edge. Bit of space for Mexico at the back stick, and it's put wide by Jose Aguirre. What an opportunity that was.
That's a huge miss. Wasn't quite a tap in, but a big moment for Mexico. They haven't done that enough. Usually tonight the shot's been blocked on its way through. It was thundered past and just misdirected it, really.
Held in the night sky by Luna. Always happy to play with his feet. Very, very capable footballer, Luna. I get the feeling he could play out on the field in a Mexican shirt. Chatzis hits it! Just wide of the post from the deflection. It flew off of Brian Hernandez. Chatzis with a really impressive strike. and it's resulted in a corner for Greece.
So many sliding doors moments in this game. Mexico miss a chance at one end, but for a deflection.
Well, that's it at the near post, and it's another deflection. Didn't know a great deal about that, Andres Cantero, and it will be another corner. Interesting times, tense times. Greece really stretching Mexico. Matsakis' strike is held by Luna. Still not a lot of urgency from Mexico. That looked like handball to me. It's not been called, and it will instead go out of play, and it will be Greece who have the kick in.
Both teams missing a big opportunity there to take the lead. Mexico from effectively the goal line, and then a Greek effort deflected wide. Big moments in these last 5 minutes.
Matsakis. That will be Mexico's. There are just under 4 minutes of regulation time to play. Luna, just for the first time, looked a little more like he was in a rush, and then just slowed it right down again. That's a nice drive, a beautiful drive. Still he goes. Hernandez lays it off to the left-hand side and into the penalty area. And again, it's blocked, and Matsakis loved it. Kick in. Hernandez. That's a deflection onto the crossbar this time, and it's a corner for Mexico. Aguirre's going to take it. Touched by Cantero. Paris lays it off. Hernandez on the swivel. And then once again, there's another flick from a defender in the penalty area, which will mean it's a corner. Hernandez. Cantero. Another robust challenge from the Greeks. Aguirre rolling it back for Cantero again. Hernandez once more. Pares again. On the edge, waiting for it was Garcia, but it didn't get to him, and he is someone that we're all very familiar with, Brandon Garcia. You don't want him finding space on the edge. The Mexicans don't like that.
Not at all.
Well, Matsakis does like to throw his weight around a little bit. He plays with fire in the belly, and I always call him the mean, moody, mighty, magnificent Matsakis, and that's a demonstration as to why. Keeper calls for it and holds it. And Calamaridis makes sure as he goes to ground.
Just getting the feeling that we might be destined for penalties in this game. The ball just doesn't want to go into the net.
Oh, up goes a noise, and through it went, and Calamaridis was very quickly alert to it and says adios to the ball. It's gone out the ground.
Both sides with chances in this second half. Greece, a much better half from them.
Luna then. Mexicans willing that final goal. Greece back behind the ball, sending Mexico in the opposite direction. Cruz Rivera lays it off into the area. Matsakis won't let it get there though, and it will be another corner. Hernandez, for the first time probably in his life, looks like he's in a rush. Garcia. Rivera lined it up, and it's no nonsense again from Papadopoulos. Rivera might have another go. Steady goes to Hernandez. To the edge. Didn't spin on it, looked like he should have done. It's rolled out to the right-hand side. Now on the angle to the back post, cleared away by the Greeks again. Hernandez chasing it. Now at the feet of Rivera. Lovely ball into the middle. Out to the right. There's room at the back post. But once again, the Greeks have done their job well, but that ball surely had to go to the far stick.
Credit to the Greek side. They've forced urgency from the Mexicans, and usually that's where mistakes are made, and that's exactly what these Greek players are waiting for. Just a slip up, a misplaced pass they can pounce upon.
Not a lot of sympathy for Amparo as he goes to ground from the Mexican crowd. Probably to be expected. Rivera. Hernandez trying to weave it. Papadopoulos trying to steal it. Hernandez has got it back though. Lovely feed again from Hernandez. Bit of room for Mexico on the cutback. It's into the side netting. The Mexicans again think they've scored. but it's just slammed into the outside of the goal.
In fairness, that one really did look like it was in because it wrapped around the post. So from this side of the goal, it looked like it was just nestled into the corner. Another false stone. I think some of them still think they're leading.
Well, there'll be a realisation at the full-time whistle if it remains this way, and it's up in the air, and almost getting ahead to it was Tusa.
This really could go either way. It comes down to which team makes a mistake first at this point.
Well, soccer penalties will be very tense in front of a packed house.
Oh, I'm nervous already.
To Hernandez. Rivera to the right. And a shot that slapped of desperation from Brandon Garcia. Goal kick for Greece. That might just be it. We might just be getting that full-time whistle and soccer penalties. Rob Burke with goosebumps beside me. That's what soccer does.
We both watched the second half with big grins on our faces.
Calamari sent it. And on the halfway line, Mexico have it. Moutsakis steals it. Moutsakis might fancy it. He shoots and he puts it just wide. He can't believe it. Rivera. Cleared by Calamaridis. And he had to be so careful there as he slid down to the ground.
They're so aware, these keepers, aren't they?
Well, hang on a moment. They're going to check this. Because if it constitutes being outside the ground in one move, then it could be a soccer penalty. Bastakis screaming to his players for final instructions to defend it. Stoyanov says no penalty. That's a kick in for Mexico.
They've been really quick with the decisions tonight.
It was 2 phases of play for me. I think that was the right call. Hernandez shoots! Just wide of the post from Hernandez. It doesn't get much closer than that. Full-time whistle blown. Mexico and Greece have treated us to a rip-snorter of a game, and it's gonna go to soccer penalties, Rob Burke.
This is what it's all about. As I said, we've had a grin on our faces since the second half kicked off. The fans are loving it, although they've thought on a few occasions that their team had won it. Chances for both sides. Moutsakis at one end. As soon as he hit it, I could tell we were both thinking, that's not in the script. Had that gone into the bottom corner, what an upset it would have been. You thought it was all over. Mexico actually had a couple more chances in the game to win it. A late penalty appeal, waved away, and here we are. This game had penalties written all over it. That ball just did not want to go in.
Mexico haven't had a shootout since 2023 at a major tournament. They lost it 5-4 on penalties. Greece, well, I've been going back through the history books as much as I can. I can't find a Greek shootout. There must be one, but it's been some time, longer than Mexico, certainly. Now, Luna and Calamaridis, or possibly Karamalikas, all very capable goalkeepers, so it's going to come down to who's got the most bottle now.
You speak about bottle there, Dan. I've got a question for you. It's something me and Scoop have been discussing a few times throughout the tournament. We're of differing opinions. In 11-a-side, you'd favour the penalty shooter to score, and many people would say he should score. In soccer penalties, do you think the striker should score, or is it a harder task that they face in this format of the game?
Much harder, and I tell you what, well, I mean, we've all got different opinions, and it is a game of opinions, isn't it? But too many players, for me, try to round goalkeepers, and I think you put yourself in a lot of trouble when you do that. So it'd be interesting to see what the approach is.
I think we came to the conclusion the best way to do it is approach the goal quickly and right at the sweet spot, just pick your mark, pick your corner and slot it.
Well, absolutely no doubt that Fushkas, who's walking into the centre, will want one of those penalties. I'm pretty sure that Moutsakis will want one as well. I'm actually just looking at the Greek side and I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure they all want one.
I hope they bought the reinforced netting on that goal because, look, as you say, there's a lot of different techniques with soccer penalties. Pretty sure I can predict which one the Greeks favour.
Well, conversations being had, coins being tossed, discussions being had. Artis Kenins is leading those discussions. He's got Piotr Stoyanov to his right. He's got Jakub Orlicki of Poland to his left, and he's got Josef from Romania also involved. He's picked up the coin. So, decisions have been made as to who's going to go first and at which end, but we're none the wiser at the moment.
I'm not. I was just thinking then, is there a favourable end? And there's not much between them, but those fans over to our left, top left of your screen, are very vocal, and they were pretty keen to stand up and shout at the players. So I think if I was a Greek forward, I'd want to avoid them as much as possible. And it looks like they are going to be able to. They will be attacking the goal over to our right.
Well, the good news for Mexico is that no matter what end you attack, you're attacking your end. Chock-a-block full of Mexicans. A spattering of Greeks. And in the Greek goal is Kalamaridis. Over the ball for Mexico is Eric Paris. That World Cup penalty shootout in Germany, the last time they had one, they drew 2-2 with Kazakhstan. They lost 5-4 on penalties. Polido and Quintero scored in that game before it went to those famous soccer penalties.
What an atmosphere this is. Beautiful evening. The pressure's on. I'm not sure who I'd back here.
Well, we're about to find out. And this man on the ball is so calm all the time. But will the nerves begin to jangle for the shootout? It's Eric Paris. It's saved by Kalamaridis. It's over the halfway line. That means no goal. And Greece, just for the time being, have a slight advantage.
It was kind of a middle ground between the two favoured techniques for soccer penalties. It was a slow approach, and he shot early, but there was no venom behind it. Kalamaridis just stood strong, and, well, you'd have to say a poor opening penalty.
Well, listen to those boos, and this man on the ball, Puskás, will revel in it. This is what he's here for. He loves this game and these moments.
He's smirking.
Oh, he'll love it. He'll love it more if he slots home. Puskás to give Greece the advantage after the first penalty. It's the best of three. One 0. And Puskás says, sit down.
That's why we love him. Took the touch and gave himself a really good angle. I thought he was just going to hit it, but instead sat the keeper down. Just not a nerve in sight. Cool, calm, collective Puskás. And that's why he's the captain.
A lot of pressure on Jose Morales now. His side 1 goal behind on these soccer penalties. It's advantage Greece. And Puskás is still gesturing to the crowd, cupping his ears to our left-hand side. This man on your screen is the most important right now. It's Jose Morales. And the keeper's got there. Greece are just 1 kick away. This is not what the script had written.
The studs just caught the ball, just trying to weave his way around the keeper, and it just got stuck under his foot. You don't see that very often, not from any of the Mexican players, let alone that man. A huge moment.
Well, Moutsakis, up against the man named Luna, has the opportunity to shoot for the moon. It's Moutsakis. It's missed. It's not over, though. The time has got to finish. Why is Moutsakis taking so long? There's the whistle.
He could have had another dig at that, I think. There was a few seconds. He could have just turned and swung a leg at it.
Well, the situation now, well, hang on a moment. Stoyanov and Kennins are having a discussion. What is that discussion? Did he come into the opponent's half before the time was up? Because if he did, this game's over.
I think they're going to be able to take it again. Luna can't quite believe it. And all of the Mexican players have just heard the news.
Oh dear. If someone has encroached before the time is up, a goal will be given, and that will then mean that Greece have won it.
Now the protestation is that one of the referees had blown their whistle and the other hadn't.
Well, only one needs to blow it, but the one who should blow it should be the man on the halfway line.
Well, desperate times, looking for any reason as to why that save would stand.
Well, I've never seen one retaken. Usually the goal is given or it's not. And I think there must be some discussion or some looking into the rule books about that as well. Now, right down in front of us is Artis Kennins. He's chatting to Luna, the Mexican goalkeeper. Was he possibly off his line when the penalty began? Because that's another rule. The goalkeeper must be on the line when the whistle's blown and Matsakis moves towards the goal. If Luna's left his line before that, then it can be retaken also. The Mexican head coach right in the ear of the referees who are having a big discussion, and out comes the big gun, Marek Skera, to talk to Artis Kennins about it. There is a ton of conversation being had, and if Mexico get knocked out in their own stadium, in their own tournament, because of something like that, that's going to spoil things, and that is going to leave a lot of people frustrated upon leaving.
The discussion down below us is that Matsakis had the ball in his hands when the Mexicans believe the encroachment happened. And we mentioned that Matsakis kind of gave up on the penalty before the whistle went, and I think that the Mexicans think that's when they then crossed the halfway line, because Matsakis had got the ball in his hands. The 10 seconds weren't up, but Matsakis had finished his penalty, and that's why both sides believe they're in the right, I believe.
Well, there's no game quite like it. Every time there's something that adds to the drama, that gets you to learn. And what we have for the first time that I have ever seen as things are standing is someone retaking a penalty. I've never known that in soccer. It's usually a goal or not. Rule book to be consulted. And that's why it's taking so long now, because the referees are going to be dotting I's and crossing T's on the rule book. They've got to get this right.
Luna is still down there, and he's almost refusing to go back in goal until they look at it. Fushkas is bargaining with him. Luna just refusing to accept the decision.
Well, what a weight Matsakis is having on the penalty spot. Now, there's too much conversation on the sidelines now. The referees know what they're looking at. They know what's in the rules. They will come to the conclusion they don't need either set of sides continually in their ear, making their job harder. They've got to have some time to themselves here. Thankfully, the RVAS guys have their own room, and so they won't be bothered as they were in Oman, where the RVAS referees were just flooded by players at times. They've made sure now that they have their own separate area on which to consult each other and have some privacy.
Well, this is really interesting because Fushkas had believed the decision was made and all that remained was for the referees to calm the Mexicans down, explain the decision. But I think he's just been told something there that he really doesn't like, because he's walked over to the other referee just to get confirmation of something, and now he's back making the point. He's pleading with the Mexicans, isn't he, the captain?
Well, both sides are pleading. And some quite intense conversations going on. at the moment. Now, well, I mean, it's not quite boiling over, but the longer this goes on, the more heated it's becoming. Moutsakis is very calm. He's saying, well, I don't know what he's saying, to be quite frank. It's just an incredible piece of drama, isn't it?
It is indeed. I love it, though. It's awesome. But the discrepancy is definitely to do with the timing of the whistle, the timing of when Moutsakis picked the ball up, when the encroachment happened. And in this kind of scenario, both teams genuinely believe that they're in the right. And the referees are just stuck in the middle of it. And they've got the very difficult job of explaining the rules and explaining all of the reasoning. They're not making much progress because the discussion is still continuing. It's just not happening below us now. It's happening at the bottom of the pitch.
Well, they've got so many things to look at. They've got so many decisions to make. And I say they've got to check again, because they've got to make sure this is correct. And it looks like it's going to be a retake for Moutsakis. Never have I seen it. Another chance then for Greece to win the game and knock Mexico out of the tournament. Moutsakis missed, but he's got another opportunity. It is the best of three. Greece lead by 1-0. This is Greece's second penalty. Mexico have had their 2. So if Moutsakis scores, Greece are through. Moutsakis trying to round the keeper, blocked by Luna. We have our answer. Moutsakis does not score for Greece. Now the Mexicans will feel like that is justice.
Well, how are your nerves? Unbelievable from Luna. But he's just stood in court, essentially pleading his case, and he's locked back in, and he's made potentially the biggest save of his career.
Well, it will count for nothing if Calamaridas pulls something off now. Mexico have to score. If Mexico miss, they are out of the TUI Soccer World Championship. It's Cruz Rivera. It's in! Just listen to that noise. The Mexicans look like they might just be dead and buried a moment ago, and that is what the drama of soccer penalties bring. But Greece still have another chance to put themselves in the quarter-final. It's a very loud arena right now. It might not be in 10 seconds time, but what an atmosphere, what a game, what a story.
Mentality monsters, Mexico. You just can't write it.
Shatsis for Greece. Puts it into the side netting. And after 3 soccer penalties, we are dead level. Mexico have dug themselves out of the ground. They look dead and buried. And all of a sudden, Mexico have the chance in sudden death to take the lead and swing the pressure back in the direction of Greece. This is massive. Garcia for Mexico! Has fired them in front! And all of a sudden, Greece, who just needed to score to put themselves through, now have to save to stay in it. Have to save by scoring at the feet of Papadopoulos.
2 bites at the cherry. You don't get that very often. The Greeks are livid, and can you blame them? 1 kick away from knocking out the hosts, and all of a sudden the tables have turned, and Puskás, not as cool and calm and collected as he was when it was growing in favour of the Greeks.
Well, there's so much discussion still being had. It's been chaos in the second soccer penalty shootout of the tournament. The first one between Romania and Kazakhstan went a little smoother than this. This is the drama of soccer. This is what we're all here for. And just imagine the scenes that might just come from the Mexicans. If they are to get the win, Papadopoulos has to score this chance. Up against Luna, he sends it over the top. And Mexico will progress to the quarterfinals of the TUI Soccer World Championship. It's quite sensational. It's quite unbelievable. It's Mexico in the quarterfinals.
Unbelievable. Magic from Mexico. I don't know how they kept their heads. They were one kick away on home turf from exiting the tournament. And all of a sudden, it's pure ecstasy in the arena. I'm covered in goosebumps from head to toe. I've had a smile on my face since the start. That is one of the greatest games of soccer I've ever seen.
Well,
unbelievable.
At one point, it looked like it was going to be broken plates. The Greeks looked like they were about to celebrate. Instead, it's broken hearts for that Greek side. And Shatsis is inconsolably weeping on the pitch. Heartbreaking for him. Mexico, though, with hearts full, they are still in the tournament. I have never seen a penalty shootout in soccer quite like it. It's been unbelievable. The Greeks are being left with a slightly bad taste in the mouth. But the Mexicans, who will be tasting tequila in the bars tonight, they're through